ain't no. I got to talk to my people at the Fifth, see how we can get Grizzly City Blonde up in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? On tap, that'd be pretty gnarly.
Is that your own beer?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah. Grizzly City Blonde. I collaborated with 559 Brewery right off of Pulaski. And,
that's sick.
Yeah, so they're still selling them. And I forgot about it. I went there the other day to see Blue Eyes perform.
Yeah.
They were like, yo, you want your blonde? I'm like, oh, man, I'm like, I forgot about I got a blonde here.
Yeah, so much give me that big.
Yeah, so much shit been going on. I'm like, I forgot I had my own beer. But yeah.
Yeah, that's fresh. Where can we get that at?
559 Brewery, right off of Pulaski and like 4th in Clovis.
We gotta go check that out. We gotta go try it out.
I gotta bring y'all some.
We gotta get it at the Fifth.
I'm sleeping.
No, you're all good, man.
Some. Yeah, man.
But you ready to start this one?
I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Like fish and spaghetti, man. Always.
There we go.
Always.
Fash with his one-liner.
Quote
dude.
that.
His
Hey,
little
quote that.
expressions, yeah.
Hey, man, I be chilling.
Last time he said off the noodle. That one got us. That was
a good one.
I mean, you know, this is why they pay me the big bucks, man. You know what I mean?
What about Lady Goldilocks over there?
I came back just to see her,
She's
man.
still here.
No disrespect to you guys, but I came back to feel the energy. You know what
She's
I
got
mean?
that energy for sure.
Yeah, man. I brought a special guest with me, and yeah, they might be related. I don't know.
Could be. They're like my cousin.
She might be.
That's fun, man.
There we go.
Let's get this one started. This is episode 33.
Yeah, 33.
Yeah,
man.
episode 33 of Guys Being Dudes. You guys can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, if you're a visual learner like myself, then YouTube. But Luke, how's this day going for you, man?
You know, man, we forgot to plug in that light, but I'm going to do that right after I finish.
I got you.
Oh, all right, there we go.
Hey,
no, my
man.
day's going pretty good. Forgot the light, but it's another great Tuesday. I can't complain.
You got the light inside of you, my brother.
Yeah, that's
It's shining. It's shining within. I
Got
can
the
see
good
it.
energy, so we're going, we're flowing. But no, I'm excited. We got a very special guest here again. Actually, yeah, in the barn.
It's not just the kid. It's the duo this time.
Yeah, that's why it's a little different this time.
Brought a friend with me, man.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. You guys have me out. I'm kind of digging this.
Yeah. You like it?
Should we have him introduce himself?
Yeah.
Introduce himself. There you go.
So I'm Ramses. I'm the other half of Violence in the Media.
Yes, sir.
The duo with me and Fashawn. So
There we go.
Fresh, man. Glad to have you.
Yeah, glad
Appreciate
to
you.
have you.
Glad to be
Glad
back.
to be here.
My favorite podcast for sure.
He talked
there
this
we
place
go.
up after the last one.
Yeah,
He's
there
telling
we
me
go.
about it. He's like, man, they got some animals there, some shit.
The whole
Crazy.
ambiance.
They got some
Loving
shit
it.
out there.
No,
Yeah. We're
But-
gonna be
Matter of
expanding
fact,
here pretty
I
soon.
made another album just so I can come back and talk to you.
There we go.
Dig
man.
that.
Every single album,
I'm
gotta
fucking
keep
with it,
coming
but
back.
yeah, I mean, you know, so
Gotta
He
keep
said
bringing
we
the
can't-
duo.
actually I came
We
to see
can't go back till we
I
get
came
an
to see
album out.
Goldilocks and the emu.
Yeah.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? I had
Carl. His name's Carl.
Oh, he has a okay.
Yeah, he's got a name.
Oh,
Carl.
and it's a he.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Apparently.
I thought
Yeah.
he was gender fluid.
Yeah.
You never know, dude. It's 2022 now.
Don't be the guy to figure that one out.
But hey, we brought you guys on today because you guys got a new project that has just recently been released, and you guys have a release party coming up pretty soon,
coming
right?
up very soon.
Yeah.
February
4th.
It's actually we're shooting this, pretty early, but this video or this podcast coming out next Tuesday. So the party's in a few days.
Yeah.
From the times the listeners are hearing this right now. So it's actually this Friday, guys. Where's it at?
Fulton 55 in downtown Fresno, California. And
Doors open at 8.
doors
We're
open
there.
at
Starts
8,
at
and
9.
they close whenever the cops pull up.
There you go. That's all I can hear. What's
Yeah.
what can we be expecting? Like, what are we supposed to expect?
You can expect a lot of smoke in any form of fashion you can imagine what smoke might mean.
There you go.
I mean, the group's called Violence in the Media for a reason, so
Mhm.
there might be some violence, but we're hoping that it's not. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's Fresno, California.
Yeah, you never know. It's a crapshoot here.
You know what I mean? So you're rolling the dice. But yeah, expect the quality bars. It's a very bar heavy duo. You know what I
Okay.
mean? We're very intricate with the pen and the rhyming skills. But other than that, it's just good music. Come expect to see a good show. A
Yeah,
great live
wow.
show from two showmen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
What time did the doors open again? You said
8.
8.
Yeah, doors open at 8. First act goes on at 9.
Okay, are you guys the first act, or is there other?
No.
Oh,
is
hell
there
no.
other?
No, no.
Hell no.
Let's go. Let's get into the info.
Yeah,
Let's
we,
go.
No
we
disrespect.
headlined it.
No disrespect to the openers or the the supporters of the show, but we're definitely not opening the show. This is our shit. We're headlining. And that's crazy to say because this is our first show together.
Oh wow.
And usually acts don't just headline the first show. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but Yeah, you're dealing with two different animals right here. You know what
That's
I mean?
fresh.
So get into that a little bit. How did this get influenced? I mean, you said two different animals right there. How did two different animals meet and come together for one, pretty fire little project?
So we met over on the east side. I'm not. I don't want to be making a long story, but in 2017, I started to rap professionally and start. I built a studio and stuff, and so I'm like, okay, I need to figure out how to record. I never really recorded anything, of my stuff. So I go downtown. I meet up with Snoop, who has Dope Productions downtown.
Not Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, not Snoop Dogg. Different cat.
Let's be clear.
Different cat. Height difference for sure.
Height difference for sure.
But good dude. I check out the studio. He's, I record one track there, and then he says, you know what? He says, you want to link with Fash? I know him. Okay. So I said, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's do a track.
Yeah, of course.
So he sends out the text to Fash, and Fash like, yeah, have him hit me directly. So I linked up with Fash that way. We met back.
Pull up.
Yeah, we met back at the studio. We knocked out a track called Sleepwalkers. And so that was the first bigger track that I released, myself. So I reached out to Planet Asia after that, and I'm like, let's keep this a Fresno thing and put Planet Asia on the track too.
Where are you from originally?
Shit, kind of all over, man. Started at born in Stockton.
Man, you got to be specific.
Yeah, we got to get to know you.
People got to get to know you. You got to
born
be
in
very
Stockton.
specific.
Then I moved up to this little town up north called Susanville.
Okay.
Like 12,000
That's like a
people.
prison town down there.
Including the inmates. Yeah, it's like 12,000
Okay,
people.
oh,
shit.
Yeah, it's the largest prison in the state of California.
Okay.
CCC, High Desert.
Mm-hmm.
So, up there, you were either a business owner and their families, you were an inmate and their families, or a CO and their families.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, you just kind of got the shit end of the stick and got stuck in that town because it's hard to get out.
Right.
So I graduated, high school early, and I came down to Fresno for school and just kind of worked my way back down here.
Nice.
That's fresh, man.
Yeah.
That's good. That's hard. It's hard to make it out of some small towns. We talked about a couple episodes. We majority of the time get athletes on, and for athletes, it's harder for them to be seen, for other people, it's just hard to get out of that lifestyle, for athletes out there, it's more of how do we get seen? So, coming out of small towns pretty tough, but
that, especially when you got a prison town, the problem is the mix of people is
It's
crazy.
real
So you
overload.
go to high school, and no joke, you pull in the high school parking lot and you got, the Cowboys and you got the Hicks
Right,
over here. You got inmates' families, you got gangbangers here. So you got a huge mix of people. So it was it was like rolling the dice. Any day shit could go sideways, with whatever group, It was weird, to see different groups hanging out with each other. That was kind of trippy. So you kind of had to be prepared for anything. You got a lot of group homes up there. Kids would get sent up there because they couldn't make it, and shot people from Fresno living up there, get sent up there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the
Just
system.
there's different quality of lives everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And we see, our tunnel vision here, and there's just other people have it not as good, man.
That town reminds me of Ozark.
It makes you appreciate some shit, man.
Yeah,
It
right.
definitely
Appreciate
does.
shit like malls and Chipotle's and stuff like that. It'll make it because that shit ain't everywhere, man.
No, yeah. I just had a buddy. He was in Mexico. It was, I think, around New Year's time, but he came back. He was telling me the story of just his time there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in resort Mexico. He was in Mexico, Mexico.
He was in the mud. No.
Yeah, and he was telling me about
he was
how
in
he was
the
taking,
Mierda.
taking showers with buckets and all this stuff like that,
wow.
right? Yeah. And he lives in Clovis.
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah, right. And,
how do you shower with a bucket? Because that takes two people, right?
poke a hole in
somebody
no.
hold the bucket.
So he was telling me, right?
That's
So
a
the water pressure
two-person
wasn't
job.
it didn't get hot enough and it wasn't strong enough.
Oh wow!
And so what they did was fill the bucket up, and then once it got to a certain temp, they just dump it on themselves, wash them, fill the next bucket, and then wash them again. That's it.
yeah, we need to do a show in
And-
that Mexico.
Right?
We got to do a show.
Yeah. And then he says he came back. He's like, bro, I've never been more thankful to just hop in my shower and just have that nice, harsh, good
That hot water on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that good
choice
shower.
of hot water and cold water, like the choice of
Yeah,
almost-
I couldn't imagine just shooting a bucket every day to, take a
Yeah, no,
shower.
I couldn't do that,
man.
dude.
I mean,
And those are just the little things,
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean?
Just little
hey,
things.
man, as long as you got a pot to piss in, you're okay. You'll be all right.
Hey, but violence in the media. Let's go. I want to hear what the meaning is behind it.
I'll take this one. I think violence in because I named the group.
Okay, and that's the group name.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
name of the album. It's a self-titled album, and I think violence in the media really just represents society as it is right now, the climate right now, and we're just a mirror to that, to the climate that's going on. But it's not just that we want to be violence in the media, but we are violence in the media because it's us, man. All the shit that you see in the news is humanity. It's us. It's us, how we treat each other. So it's like, how could we create something or how could we find a medium where we can all fall under one umbrella and be in unison? You know what I mean? So, and for me, that language is music. Yeah. It's a universal language. So, hence the name Violence in the Media, and why we chose to name it as a musical group was because of that. Because we're sick of seeing violence in the media, you know. And now, hopefully, years from now, when you think of violence in the media, you won't think of little 14-year-old girls getting shot at Burlington Coat Factory. You know what I'm saying? You'll think of this dope ass album instead. You know what I mean? So that's what Violence in the Media is about. If you want to piggyback on that, please.
Yeah, no, we just wanted to create something. You know, for me, I wanted to create something that you know stood the test of time. You know, in 10 years, 20 years, that's what I want people to remember. You know, whatever happens with it. You know, this was just kind of something we put together. You know, proper beat selection, stuff like that, and the concept.
This guy chose every beat, and really, man, like I was in the process of making like 3 albums in 1 year, and this happened because I'm just very hungry right now. Very hungry. I want to eat everything. Pause. I just want to, just destroy everything. So any beat he had, I'm like, all right, let me catch a body real quick. Any next beat, I'm like, all right, let's catch a body. Before you knew it, we had a album worth of songs, or like an EP length worth of songs, and I think he almost called the group. I'm not gonna say it.
His name was better,
but I'm like, nah, we should definitely not do that. We should call it if it's gonna come out, and I know people are gonna hear it. We should at least call it. It should at least have a gnarly name like Violence in the Media. So,
I mean, Violence in the Media is pretty straightforward. Like, it makes sense with society today.
And you know, America respects violence, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They don't admire and like champion love and unity.
Or they don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's like
they acknowledge violence. That stands out in the news. You don't hear about the good shit. You don't hear about that stuff. It's all it's the way the media spins it.
Yeah, no,
it's all perception.
So shout out to Fulton 55 for having the balls to book a band called Violence in the Media.
Definitely.
A lot of other venues were iffy about it and shaky about it, but it's cool. I like to make people uncomfortable. Sometimes, I like to bring comfort to the disturbed, and I like to disturb the comfortable. That's what I like to do. So
you have to. I mean, you got to get a little out of your comfort zone a little bit. 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys have been working on it though for a while. Like I saw that it's at least a year.
We've been pushing it for a while, but we made this shit incredibly fast. Like I said, I made it. We both made this project in the midst of multiple projects.
Okay.
So it's just gonna happen in between.
Okay. So I saw, going back, I was looking through your Instagram. Don't mean to be like that stalker dude, but Violence in the Media. Then explain what I was seeing like back in like 2020, or no, was it 2021 when you guys started Violence in the Media? When did it start?
I want to say end of 2020.
Okay.
Pandemic.
Right? Yeah, when the pandemic hit, we started thinking about it, and it became a concept.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yes, technically, I mean, we kind of just was forced to be locked in. You know what I mean?
For real.
I just moved to this side of town. I just moved from Fresno and moved over here, and I didn't have any friends out here like that. I didn't have anyone to really link with, and the only person I knew on this side was my brother Ramses. So I took half of my equipment from my studio, took it to his spot, and set up shop and just started cooking.
Yeah,
there you go.
In that kitchen, and yeah, man. And once you start cooking, you kind of just typically you don't stop. You know what I mean? So
it gets addicting, huh?
Just went over there, and before I knew it, we had a project together. You know what I mean? Sick. I don't think there was like direction in the beginning. It was just organic and just intuitive. It was like, all right,
I got this beat.
Fash,
what do you think?
Hop on this. Fash, hop on this.
Click,
I'm like, cool. He's like, I'm like, you got only a one verse on that? Well, shit, let me write a chorus to it. Let's turn it into a song. And, it was like, it just unfolded very organically. You know
I mean, I think even on one of the beats,
like this joint is about to.
The Stop Frontin' track, we got a buddy of mine, Vito, he produced that. And he was in the middle of making it, and he was like, "Hey," he texted it to me. He's like, "Yeah, let me know what you think of this." So we're in the studio. I think we just recorded a track for. It might have been for All Hail the King. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it might have been one of the tracks off that one. You know, we recorded that whole album in the studio.
Cool.
Yeah,
I might have done a Robe, did a Casablanca song with Nino Bless, and then this guy's at the board like, "Yo, Fash, I have another one."
I said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And he's like, "Cool, I'll write to it right now." And I'm like,
"Think of this?"
I said, "I didn't even ask for this beat. Hold up, real quick." So we actually wrote to it like within an hour. Had the song done. So then I send the track over to Vito, and I'm like, "Hey, is it cool if I have this beat? We just recorded to this right now." And he's like, "I just sent it to you like an hour ago." I'm like, "Yeah. What do you think?" And he's like, "Oh, bro, he said it's yours." So he's on the album as well on the balance track. He does a verse as well, so he produces any raps.
Now I saw that your guys' little studio is called The Vault. Is that what you guys call it?
We started calling it The Vault back in 2017.
Oh, okay. So that's way deep. That's way long ago.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's just what we call it because it's a special studio. It's probably the only one like it in the world.
You guys are in there majority of the day, right?
Yeah.
Or majority of your guys' time.
That's the kitchen, man. That's where chef's supposed to be at, man, in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I be at, man. That's why I recorded All Hail the King, Casablanca.
Just about every feature.
I don't know if I should call it Higher Learning 3 or One Shot, One Kill 2, but I did a mixtape over there recently.
There you go.
And haven't done a mixtape in like 11 years, so that was fun. Because I got the atmosphere to just let off. So
how do you decide whether it's going to be that mixtape or it's going to be part of this one? Like, or you know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It goes off for me. It's like how do I continue the story and the narrative between each volume, between each selection. It's like Higher Learning. Like how do I create a continuum for this volume 2 or 3 or 4 or One Shot, One Kill. That one I didn't expect to do a part 2 because it's One Shot, One Kill, hence the name.
Yeah.
But it was so definitive in my career. It's like it's a part of my core audience. So I feel like
I deserve another one.
Not only that, I deserve. It's like I need to get this shit out of my system because like making albums are cool and promoting albums and touring is cool, but it's like that's not what I come from. I come from the I'm a bedroom MC. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from just all this shit came out of my brain, out of my cerebral, like sitting in my little room. So it's like I have to get back to that sometimes and just go back to an Outkast instrumental or a Rakim instrumental and just flush out my thoughts, and then I'll get to an album.
Yeah.
You know?
So with
That's
the album's kind of like you hold in a couple of the things, but with this mixtape, you kind of really unleash everything that you got.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to find it.
Real fun with it, like you really said. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the sound. Like
you're not really confined when it comes to your mixtapes. It doesn't have to be a certain concept or it's nothing conceptual. It's just more of like what you feel at that time on that beat at the very moment, at that very moment. Gotcha. And that's what's nice about mixtapes is I think they're a lot more organic because they're not real planned.
Albums are museums. Mixtapes are sandboxes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like you can just have a good time with it and just build sandcastles everywhere, kick them over, and build another one.
It doesn't have to be
doesn't have to be set in stone, but museums are different. It's a different vibe. So that's that's my analogy on if I can differentiate the two.
Makes
now
sense.
with albums and mixtapes, because I mean I don't know too much, but with the record label with Fresh Yard, how does that work? Do you get to just make as many mixtapes and many EPs as you possibly want, or is like
it depends on how you negotiate your deal? Like if someone signs you for like a 5-year or a 5-album deal, then then things can get a little tricky. Mm-hmm. But if someone signs you just for a one-off, like we did for All Hail the King. After that album comes out and you complete your task, you put out all your albums, you tour it, you got the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do. So for me, it's just like I'm just setting up all this ammunition because we just dropped the last video for All Hail the King like yesterday.
Heart of the Lion?
Yeah, that's the last video. So all I got to do now is tour that project. And who knows, I might tour it for 10 years, 1 year, but I've done everything I needed to do for that project for it to, move and it's still alive in this year. We dropped it last year, and it still has legs and it's still going. So
Is Violence in the Media going to make an appearance on that tour possibly?
we'll see. It really depends on the people, man. You guys are our bosses, man.
Yeah.
So is this kind of going back on this? Is this kind of like, because you guys both have your own solo careers, right?
For sure.
And
for sure.
you know, both doing all these other projects. Is this kind of like a side thing, or is it going to be like the full-time 2022 plan?
I think it boils back down to the fans. You know,
Really?
I think the fans will dictate what happens with this project. You know,
Nice.
I think that's what it boils down to. It's going to boil down to how they feel about it. Do they want another one? Do they want to see us tour? You know, I think that'll open up talks. You know, maybe another project we could tour. I mean, we'll see how it
this
goes.
is our first show ever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So it's hence a little fun test run, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
just
testing the water. Seeing,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is
That's sick.
and this is only my second time doing a collaboration album. I never really link with MCs and like and exchange bars like that. But yeah, this guy was special, man. I'm like, you know what? Just let it happen. You know, if it's gonna happen, let it happen.
And
you
to
know?
keep it here is even more special. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
we recorded it in the
Recorded
city.
How are you guys doing promoting the launch party, release party?
I've just been doing
social media.
crazy things like running around graveyards with a sign on my chest and just, you know, running around the mall.
There you go.
You've been getting out,
Yeah.
getting the word
Been
out.
streaking
Just trying
with
to
it
get the
written on
word
his
out,
back.
man. Just doing graffiti on buses. You know.
Yeah?
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. You gotta
Come on.
sarcasm's my second language. Y'all should know that by now, man. But nah, just really just trying to push the music and get the message out there that we exist as a duo. And yeah, and trying to get people familiar with the music before they pull up, or if they pull up, you know, we're gonna see. This is I like this feeling of being nervous and scared because I've been in the game so long. It's like a lot of this shit is too predictable. You know what I mean? Like running around doing press by myself, too predictable. It's like, you know what? Let me throw somebody else in the mix, man. You know what I mean? It just
See what happens.
and just yeah, I have it's fun for me just watching him answer the question. So yeah, talk to
Now,
him.
have you ever performed?
We've
you
done
performed?
a few performances. We've actually performed
No, he said
in Santa Cruz. I've done some as well.
Solo?
I started about 2 years ago. I've done a handful of them. Just not really a lot of opportunities, you know. And for me, I'm kind of unfortunately, I'm particular starting out, you know, of the path that I kind of want to take.
Right.
You know, I want to make sure that it's the right steps, the right moves, the people you surround yourself in this business make everything. You know, that's a lot. That's a big part of it. So it's knowing which battles to choose and which ones not to, you know what I mean, kind of thing.
makes
So,
sense.
you know, I've done a handful of shows here and there, in Fresno, Clovis. I think now it's going to start getting a lot more serious though. I think we're going to start doing some bigger venues and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Now, are you nervous? Are you nervous about this whole deal?
Not really. I mean,
No.
no more nervous than
any other-
you know,
any
anybody
other?
else.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's,
Cap.
I deal with people a long time. So, I mean, with my job,
kidding.
I
He's
have a
probably-
full-time job, you know, so I mean,
Working.
talking to people and that really doesn't bother me much. You know what I mean? It never
You have a
really
full-time
has.
job right now?
Yeah, I do.
Where are you working
I
at?
work over at Acura.
Okay.
I've been there 12 years.
Oh, is that why I saw a couple McLarens and the NSX and all that?
Yeah, I've been mashing that NSX at work.
I bought a car. Remember that accident I told you about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Next day I bought a car from this guy.
Yeah.
There
Really?
you go.
Yeah. Next
Yeah.
day, like literally with a fucking
Mashing an
bandage on
Acura.
and everything. Like,
Coming in sore.
my guy took care of me.
Little limp. That's funny.
Anyway,
You I want to go back a little bit because you've been busy. I mean, have you really taken some time to like
talking to me?
yeah.
Oh,
You've been busy since the last time you were on our
for
first
sure,
time, you
for
know.
sure, man.
You won a little Central Valley Music Award down in Visalia, right? At the convention
Yeah, that's
center.
my first award. I was
That's
really gnarly.
sick.
I was really
Congratulations.
gnarly. Thank you, man.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So how'd that go down? I mean, did you
Can
know?
we take a shot for that? Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah,
Let's take a shot for
Let's
that,
take a
man.
shot,
I mean,
Brian.
goddamn.
Grab a drink.
Pause.
All right. All right. So I can keep talking as we do this. All right. So yeah, the Central Valley Music Awards was something very necessary for our scene. I think it was very necessary, man. Like, I think one of the most Fresno things I've ever done was accept award accept an award on Killer Tay and like Diego Red's behalf. You know what I mean? Like those are the legends that inspired me. You know what I mean? And they weren't there to accept their award. It's probably their first award. You know what I mean? And first I accepted mine. Then I went back and sat down, and then I heard the ladies, say their names, and I'm like, wait, no one's gonna go up there and like represent for these legends, right. And but yeah, which is a really humbling experience just to see our whole culture, put on a platform that looked on the same. It was like it reminded me of like the VMAs meets the Source Awards. It was like it was really dope.
They did it right.
They did it so properly, and it was in Visalia Convention Center, and
that's a nice little place. I've been there before.
Yeah, man. If we can't drink anything, it's okay.
No, we can drink this, but what do you want? We got.
Oh yeah.
Or nothing like that.
Nah, as long as it's brown, I'm down. All right.
No, but still, like, have you had some time to?
No, I haven't. You've
just been rolling mixtapes. I haven't.
I will say that this guy's soon as I hardest working artist.
No, I mean hard work beats talent when talent don't beat hard work, right? So it's like I can be as dope as I want. I think I am, but it's like, yo, if I'm not working harder than you rappers and harder than you artists, how could I justify the fact that I got more followers, the fact I'm more famous, the fact da-da-da-da-da? It's like, right. You're like, you know why I'm not this nigga that I am? Because I work tirelessly, restlessly, relentlessly, and consistently and persistently. You know what I mean?
And it shows.
And that's what I do. I mean, you work now, you rest when you're dead, man. Simple as that.
Exactly.
Cheers to that, man. Exactly.
Toast. Yeah. There you go.
I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, man. Like, Jesus. 12. So it's more than a passion and a profession for me. It's more like it's just me living a purposeful life. You know what I mean? I kind of diagnosed my purpose early and still fulfilling my prophecy, man.
And having fun with it too, right?
Shit's super fun.
That's the number one thing, huh?
Super
if you're not
fun
having
now.
Fun with anything you're
I
doing
wasn't
in this
having.
Life,
come on, man.
Then you're not doing it for the right reasons.
Exactly right. You got to have the passion for it.
You have to have a passion for it. And I tell so many people every day. I'm like, the one thing right now that I'm currently going through is like I got to finish school. I got to do like all these other things that personally is not my number one priorities right now.
Yeah. For sure.
And like this stuff is like my passion. Like this is our passion. And like money's like tight right now, and like getting a job is like something that's on my mind. Yeah. But I don't want to go and spend time doing that if that's not what I'm willing to do.
Hooked up at Accurate, man?
Yeah,
I'm joking. No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to put like all my blood, sweat, and tears into my passion
for sure
to make this work out. And then you know what I mean? Like
we talk about this all the time. I'm at the exact same crossroads. You know what I mean? I have a full-time career. You know what I mean? And I have a studio. A studio on my property. And I work all day. I come home. I got the kids. And all that stuff. And we get that, and I'm out in the studio. I'm out in the studio late. Well, at some point, you've got that. That's the definitive jump. Yep. With that leap of faith. At some point, you've got to take that leap of faith where you leave the work, the 9-to-5 job, and you pursue your passion and try and make it a career. That's for me. That's probably the most difficult, point in my life right now, is because where is that point? Is it too soon? Is it too late? I mean, at what point do you know?
No, yeah,
it's all a crapshoot. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, no,
it's like 7-Eleven, man.
Yeah, I'd like to do music 100%, just music full time. The problem is if it's not paying bills, if it's not doing this, if it's not doing that. So what do you do?
Sometimes you got to sell crack, man.
Exactly right. You start working the track.
Slinging the corner.
Sometimes you got to hit the block, man.
It's just there's so many questions, like in this life, in this world. Like shit, I have so many questions every single day, and it's just like I won't know until time unfolds.
Thank God you have a podcast.
But see the beauty of today, though.
It's like you guys are my therapists.
There you go.
Yeah. But the beauty of today, though, right? And I've said it multiple times, is that we can do stuff like this if we have the passion and want to work hard enough. Same thing in your guys' business industry, right? If you guys want to work hard enough, you guys can put out the music and do what you guys
take
really
that leap, man.
Right? Yeah, it's about that leap, though, and having that true passion to go do it.
It's about that audacity, man. If you got the audacity to be like, you know what? I'm a rapper, man. Like, I'm an artist. I'm this, I'm that. If you have the audacity to own that, and it's like, can't nobody do nothing but respect it and accept it, man. Because they ain't going to check it. That's for sure.
I want to ask I want to ask your thoughts, because you mentioned rapper, but Camera just turned off.
Just keep going. Sorry.
All right.
We got this camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
man.
Your Twitter post, you said you can fake a rapper, but you can't fake an MC.
Facts.
Yeah. I just wanted to see what was a little deeper thoughts behind
Let me
that.
elaborate on that. I think
We were having a conversation about that.
I think anyone can pantomime and
Yeah. Do you guys? I mean, you
and
sure
be
you guys both
act
have.
like a rapper. Like, yo, like for example, I can walk into Starbucks right now and somebody ask me what I do for a living. I'm be like, oh, I'm a rapper. Right? They'll be like, oh, word. So what type of coffee you want? What type of thing do you want? You want the latte or the whole? You know what I'm saying? It's like you can pretend to be a rapper,
Right.
but if I tell them I'm an MC, they're like, oh, like, so what is that? They're more intrigued. They're like, so what is that?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, because so many people are unfamiliar with the concept of what an MC is. It's really just a master of the ceremony. You know what I mean? When you spell it with the 2 letters MC, but I think Rakim's definition of it is one of my favorites. Is how he spells is my favorite way to say it. It's like, yeah, he said a EMCEE, don't even try to be, right? When you come up to speak, don't even lie to me. And I think the rappers are like the liars who just say whatever the fuck sounds good, whatever rhymes and whatever is just current, whatever connects to the current climate.
So you got some opinions on some today's rappers. Some of today's rappers.
I ain't gonna say no names, but a lot of them they can't MC.
Yeah.
They can rap, but they can't MC.
The majority of the time,
You know?
it is just them rhyming. Like you just
Yeah,
hear
they're
the
talking
same-
about just directionless, no concept. Just
no story.
I got it.
no
I got it.
nothing.
This and that. I got it. This and that. With a bitch and back.
Pussy,
With a
money.
this and that.
No,
Yeah.
exactly
It's
right.
really around
Yeah,
four.
we-
It's based
yeah, we
around like
say it all
4
the time,
things. It's
yeah.
like pussy, money, clothes, and you know what I'm saying, cars,
Yeah.
material things, and it's like
The problem
and
is,
that's
I
how
think,
life's truly
too
about,
much of the music contains that shit, you know, and that's the problem. Is how do you differentiate yourself from the other art? From the
that's
next
more
artist?
of a that's more of a just thing talking about the art and how we feel about the state of the art. But as far as differentiating what an MC and a rapper is, I think most rappers are typically liars. I think all MCs are like poets, man. To me, I think they're like true masters of the ceremony, masters of communication, manipulators of confusion.
Yeah.
That MC can stand for so many different things, but it's like when you tap into that frequency, that's what makes you an MC. Anybody could pretend to be a rapper, but
And it's unfortunate. The unfortunate thing about like today's, society today is like we got a lot of followers. You know what I mean? Like society, people just follow what the other person's doing, what this person's listening to. So a lot of the times, MCs, their music gets, hidden. It's in the shadows because it's not that pussy, money, cars, drugs.
I think anything conscious. I think the definition of an MC for me is somebody that thinks consciously. And the problem is a lot of music isn't like a lot of hip hop nowadays that's mainstream for me isn't conscious enough hip hop. And I think a lot of that gets pushed off in the shadows. And the reason is an educated population doesn't submissively buy shit. That's the problem. Radio's become, a lot of that shit's become pay to play. If you got to pay to get your shit played, it's probably not that great.
Right.
The problem is when every radio station's playing it and you got people listening to it, they think that's the hot shit. Look at Netflix. Great fucking example. #1 show in U.S. history. Well, it is now because you fucking told people it was.
Exactly.
Nobody fucking knew what the fuck that show was.
Right.
Nobody watched it until now. Oh, it's #1. Well, fuck. Oh, must be good. Let's watch it.
No.
That's how you fucking market. It's all about
I
marketing.
didn't know what
now,
the
and
fuck
that's the
Squid
problem.
Games was until I saw it. I didn't know what
Until
it
it
was.
pops up #1.
I don't know
#1
who
show.
the director is. I don't know who did the lighting. I don't know shit about this whole brand, right?
Yeah.
But then they feed it to you and it's like, all right, that's the shit.
Now,
And-
speaking of Squid Games, I never fucking wanted a second
but you
season
know what
of a
is good,
Korean
though?
show so
you
bad.
know what is good
No,
though?
they're making one. But they're making
I'ma
a
watch
second,
it. I'm-
second season of Squid Games.
Well, what they say about
I
Squid
mean,
Games though is
it's necessary.
it's the first time they brought it here to US, but in
it's been out.
Korea they have
Yeah.
those same exact
The
shows.
problem
the
is
same
over
style.
in Korea, they actually do that shit.
Yeah, do that.
They got caught afterwards. They were actually doing a lot of that shit. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That shit was actually happening?
Yeah, it was on the news. you. Google it.
Oh,
It'll tell you.
They doing that shit in Dubai now.
Realistic Squid
all
Games
types
happening.
of places.
I
That
feel
shit's
like,
really
I feel
happening.
like
Yeah.
there's some dark people out there. There's some some
And people are like, hey,
You know?
maybe society's okay with us doing this shit. Let's do it.
Bruh.
You know?
No, did you guys hear about the story? What's the is North Korea the worser one, right? That's
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, the North Korea is the worser one.
Worser?
Well,
more worse?
it depends on what you mean by worse, or
Like, what's
like
the
you don't want
Kim
to
Jong-un
commit a
or-
crime
Kim-
over there.
Kim?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's say
That
that.
boy,
wanna
that boy
commit-
Kim, you don't want to fuck with him.
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck with Kim.
Kim,
That
you
little
don't want
bowl
to fuck
cut.
with him.
That little bowl cut he got.
Jesus.
No, but dude, there
Any
was
nigga who got a haircut like that, like you see them Edgar kids, like them Edgar boys
Yeah.
with the Edgar haircuts. I walked past them at the Fresno Fairgrounds, like last year. I was like, I'm seeing this haircut too consistently. This is incredible. I'm like, yo,
incredible.
it represents a mind state, and I got a
Air Force
it's
Ones,
like
too.
it's like dreadlocks or something. It's like, yo, all right, that brother's a Rasta, that or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see it with the Edgar bowl.
This guy a dictator.
So Kim Jong has one of them haircuts, and he kept the same joint. So you don't. It's like seeing a nigga with black Air Force Ones. You just leave him alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ain't nobody told this dude about his haircut.
They're
He
like,
probably is somebody.
said black AF.
He probably got hands or something like.
Trust me,
Yeah,
I
that's
lived in
funny.
Dinuba, and I was the only white boy there, and every kid had freaking the Edgar haircut.
Oh,
Yeah,
see?
every kid had the Edgar haircut. man.
They-
I
they
knew
was all-
that Queen's
I
Gambit
guarantee,
haircut.
I guarantee you, they was all about that life, man. They was all about La Vida, man.
Oh shit.
That's funny. No, but I was gonna say, a kid had, because you can't watch Squid Games in North Korea. It's like against the law because it's made in South Korea. It's a South Korean show.
yeah.
So a kid had put it onto a flash drive, and like a student in college, and then took it to North Korea and was selling it there, and ended up getting fucking sent to prison.
Wow.
Yeah, probably life too.
Yeah, life.
Like no shit.
Over a USB.
100%.
Yep,
Damn.
Yeah.
of the show. Yeah, sad
Yeah,
shit.
some crazy shit.
Yeah, you don't want to get you don't want
Yeah,
to
we
get in trouble.
we are very
with,
fortunate
Kim.
over here. I'm gonna say that.
You gotta count your blessings, man.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
count your money, but count your blessings. You know,
Yeah,
more
for
so.
sure.
you know.
Facts. Well,
Yeah.
February 4th, you guys know the deal, right? Violence in the
Yeah,
media.
man. This ain't Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
This
No.
is violence.
This is gonna be a show to remember for sure.
Violence next week, then the
Yeah.
following week can be love.
Yeah, then we're back to
Right.
love.
Yeah.
But after that, for that night, actually, you know what? We named it Violence in the Media because that's what we were tired of seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
True.
If somebody
We're here
talks
to
about
show
violence in the media, then
Yeah.
we want them to think of us,
yeah,
Right.
we want
not the other bullshit.
we want humanity in general, like. And we got to stop this shit. I don't want to see any more violence in the media. All I want to see is love, prosperity, peace. You know what I mean? Unity. Bitches, money. I'm just joking. Yeah, man. Like just love, just
Yeah.
positivity. I mean, I'm sick of hearing like, yo, every time you hear the word shotgun, it doesn't mean I'm getting in the passenger seat in the front.
Right.
Now it means the only time you hear that is when what my man Mark Norman said, he was like when kids are at school.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, shotgun. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
and that's pitiful. That's almost became a traditional thing in America, like school shootings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just violence, period. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it because
Theoretically speaking,
yeah.
what could we do to change, to fix that?
I think we could try to make love as contagious as COVID.
Yeah.
If we can find a way, or to
Wow.
make these certain concepts of unity and harmony, if we promote it like we did COVID, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
100%.
And
I
I think that's
agree
going to
with that.
rely on us because I don't think the higher powers are thinking in that same direction. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Division is probably a little stronger than having everybody unified. You know, and so we need to think on the other side of the coin. You know, flip the coin and
Right.
take care of it ourselves.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Both of you guys.
Hey, man.
You said we need to make love as contagious as COVID.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
yeah, man.
Wow.
Shouldn't have to be that way, but it like
I mean, damn,
It's unfortunate.
you seen what happened with this idea of or I know it's true. I've had a couple casualties in my life. Couple cats died from COVID, but it's like I don't know. They could have been misdiagnosed. I don't know what these big pharma companies are doing.
I mean,
I don't
shit,
know what. I
people
don't know
die
what,
from the
I
flu.
don't know. People
You know what I
die
mean?
from a lot of things, and
Yep.
you could label it. It's just like when they used to catch a nigga back in the day, and you had no drugs on you, and then the feds would plant some shit on you, and
Yeah, we found
or
this shit
sprinkle
right here.
coke on the floor and make it drug related. You know what I mean? Like just to
Right.
make it sprinkle a little coke. Now it's drug related. It's
Right.
like, yo, I don't know what the fuck don't know what to think these days, but I know this. Violence in the Media is the dopest album out right now, and it's the only album that's really speaking to the times. Everybody else, what they doing is not really. I don't think it's really mirroring the time right now.
No, it's the same shit that they were doing before COVID happened. It's the same shit that they'll be doing in 3-4 years. You know, that's the problem. Is I don't think people take into account a lot of what's going on at the time. You know, current events.
And this is addressing.
I have a lot of respect for South Park. And the reason I got a lot of respect for South Park is every episode that comes out is current. It's up to fucking date.
Yep.
They shed light on shit and make it funny at the same time.
Yep.
You know, and that speaks volumes to me. Shit like that. You know,
I got the same respect for The Simpsons. You know what I mean?
Exactly right.
I think The Simpsons predicted shit that was gonna happen years from now, and they're still like I barely tapped back into The Simpsons, and shout out to my duff bag.
There we go.
I barely tapped back into The Simpsons, and I'm like, damn, Bart has an Instagram now. Like, he has an iPhone. Did you notice? Like Bart has an iPhone and an Instagram.
You didn't notice that shit I posted on
They're
Instagram?
so up to date. Like the way they write, like Matt Groening, like the way they write.
Yeah,
it's so like that's what I want my music to be. That's why I don't want to do like anniversaries for albums and stuff like that. Like, oh, it's the 10th anniversary for this album, 5th anniversary. It's like, yo, no, I just keep that shit, keep writing, man. I want to be 32 seasons in by the time you figure out what the fuck I was trying to do. You know what I mean? Like, or 32 albums in before you like, oh, I get it now. I get the whole vision. But it's like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that in just 2 seasons. Imagine if South Park only had 2 seasons. Or if fucking
that's a fact.
Simpsons only had 2 seasons, we wouldn't know Trump was going to be president.
Right.
Simpsons predicted that. You know what I mean?
Simpsons, dude, they predicted it.
They predicted hella shit.
A lot.
Mad shit.
But not only did they predict it, when you look at it's almost like. To a fucking T. That one with Trump coming down the escalator and the people around him, and then the Simpsons episode, 15 years earlier?
Seriously.
12 years earlier, they have the exact same scene written out on a photo from 12 years, 13 years later.
Right.
It's
nuts.
Blows my mind. Yeah. Matt Groening to somebody else. He's something else.
Shit is real.
So are we just predictable as a society? Is that what that's showing? Or is that dude just freaking time traveling?
If history has taught us anything, it's that history has taught us nothing. And that we keep repeating ourselves. It's like a Ferris wheel of humanity. It's like, all right, we're here and we're there, and then we're back again, and then we're back again. And, you know what I mean? It's like a Ferris wheel, man.
That depends on who you talk to, you know. I got friends that are conspiracy theorists, and they'll tell you it's because we're living in a simulation and shit like that. You know,
right.
I don't know.
I would love to talk to someone like that.
I'm telling you, no, this is a simulation. This shit's already happened. It's just a program playing. And I'm like, this shit, you think this is Matrix?
Yeah,
like, shit real?
There is.
You know, there's a lot of people out there like that, you know, so
shout out to the flat earthers.
Right?
Oh,
right.
Dude, we've had dude.
Shout out to the flat earthers, man.
Yeah, Fash gonna get a bunch of hate mail from flat earthers now.
No, I'm not saying I'm sarcastic though. I'm not like, yo,
they'd be like,
fuck
hey,
with y'all.
that motherfucker said some shit.
Nah, man, I'm just saying. Nah, nigga, I flew around the world. I know it's a sphere.
I seen it. It's round. I promise you.
It's a sphere. It's not a square. Or you know what I mean? You can't just walk off the motherfucker. I know that for sure. And
that'd be crazy if you could though.
I've been high enough to tell you to see it from a bird's eye view.
I've been high enough to tell you it's round too.
From a moon's man view, I've been that high. So yeah, I can tell you it's not a flat earth. Yeah.
But hey, you guys can find Violence in the Media down below in the description of this video.
Oh yeah,
it's out now. It's out everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
It's out everywhere.
Or
yeah, tell them where they can find it. It's everywhere.
iTunes,
every platform, YouTube,
any platform where music's available, you can find Violence.
Go to YouTube, type in Violence in the Media, it'll pop up. Look for the red, and the logo and the camera. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who made that before we hop off here?
So it's actually funny you asked that. So there's a track on the album called Struck Blind, and it's a guy that's on that track with us that we featured. His name's Greg Blackman, and he's a vocalist out of the UK. So I reached out to him. He did this verse for me. And then I posted something on Facebook and I'm like, yeah, I need somebody who could do graphics. I want to do an album cover, blah, blah. And he said, he hit me up and was like, I do graphic design and comic book styling, graphics as well. I'm a graphic artist. And I'm like, for real. So he designed that cover for us. He also did a single cover that once we released the album, we took the single cover down, but he did a separate single cover that was dope too for the balance track.
Nice.
What's his name?
Greg Blackman.
Shout out to Greg Blackman, man.
I mean, he'd been doing tracks with some big names.
Yeah. No,
so yeah, dope
cool
guy.
Yeah,
real dope guy. Very talented.
Yeah, buddy.
But were you gonna say anything right there before I cut you off?
I don't think so. I think
you gotta go light that joint.
I think
February 4th.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's the start of all this.
February 4th.
Everybody's got to come out.
It's gonna be lit.
We'll be there for
New
sure.
show.
Yeah, we're there.
First show. No, this is
Divisadero.
This is downtown Fresno.
Fulton 55. Yeah,
you can get the beer off Pulaski.
Oh,
you get the Grizzly City Blonde. And don't even worry, I'll bring that to y'all next time.
Come on.
Yeah, man. We all drugs, man.
And then we got some dope artists coming up too that are going to open. So,
shout out to Drea, shout out to MC Wicks, shout out to Agent D-Lo,
and Maserati.
My Grizzly City homie, Maserati. He ain't from Grizzly City, but that nigga Grizzly City. He from Chi-Town.
There you go.
But we adopted him. He's a part of the Grizzly gang now. So
and we got Vito who produced that Stop Frontin' track.
He's pulling
and he's
up
on the
too.
balance track. He's flying out from Philly.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
really?
Yeah, so he'll be there.
He'll be there?
And he'll probably do a track or two.
Is he gonna? Oh, he's performing.
Yeah, I think he's going to do a track or two too. So it'll be dope.
Hey, all y'all got to get out there, man.
No,
Yeah, this will be the dopest hip hop show that Fresno's seen in a while. I think.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, man. So February 4th, Fulton 55. Doors open at 8. Violence in the Media pilot show. It's going down.
Yeah,
Awesome.
the people there are going to witness something dope. I think they're going to be. They're not expecting what they're going to see.
I'm excited. I'm excited to rock out. For sure.
Mask on or mask off, you're all welcomed. Yeah.
That's it.
Mask
for sure.
Fresh. That's a good way to end off right now. But you got anything else?
No, man. Just make sure you guys go follow Fashawn and Ramsey, right? On Instagram.
Ramses, Real Hip Hop on Instagram.
Yep.
We should probably make a Violence in the Media page at some point. I mean,
that'll probably come later today.
Just so if you want to holler at us both at the same time, we'll have something for that. But for now, Fashawn, Ramses, Real Hip Hop.
There you go.
And yeah, man.
Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah,
no, it was awesome.
Thank
this
you.
is episode 33, guys. You guys can find Guys Being Dudes podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, if you're a visual learner like myself, and YouTube. Luke, anything else, man, before we hop off?
No, man. Make sure you guys. Oh, yeah, I do actually. If you guys haven't checked out we had a first episode 22.
Oh, yeah,
man.
If you guys want to hear about All Hail the King, maybe a little more about the upbringing of Fashawn, go check it out.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for
and
having
we'll be
us,
there
brothers.
February 4th. And that's it.
Indeed.
Later. Peace.
Dude.